Hi guys, this is Chris Appleton of Absolver, and you're listening to Angel Gareth on BRFM.
Angel down in Bristol with, of course, Mr. Devin Townsend. HevyDevy.com website.
Yeah.
Brilliant website.
Thanks.
Great name for it and all.
Thanks.
So, music business, how did you get into it?
Steve Vai, I guess. I had sent out a bunch of demos under the assumption that I was going to be in a rock band, as a lot of folks who are 17 and 18 do. And someone heard it. So I guess that's really what it came down to. I remember getting that phone call from HevyDevy Records and being like, holy shit, that actually worked.
So, actually, because you sent out a demo,
yeah,
that actually worked for people.
In 1990, yeah.
Back in the day, then.
25 years ago. Holy Christ. That's 25 years ago.
So,
I'm old.
You're young. Now, of course, you've played here before the BristolO2.
Sure.
You played here, was it 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah.
And you had a sore throat then, and I was supposed to have interviewed you then.
I got another one now. I got another one now.
For you. That's what it is. Yeah. I was supposed to have interviewed you then, but I think you was really bad with it. But you still come on stage and you still gave a full-out performance, which was unbelievable.
Thanks. I'm going to hopefully do the same tonight.
Really rock it. And, of course, Metal God Awards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And an overview.
I didn't have a sore throat for that.
You didn't have one for that? Did you at the end, though?
Probably.
Because, I mean, you were so fun to do that.
Well, I mean, I think I was actually talking to Paul because before he's like, this is a big thing. Don't you realize it's a big thing? And I was like, Paul, you got to stop saying that. Because as soon as I start adhering importance to things, it's no longer easy.
It makes it harder for you.
Yeah, I mean, if I can take things lightly, it's fun.
Is that how you get through a tour? Is like just another day on the road?
So. Yeah.
Just get in there, do what I got to do.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a job in a lot of ways too. Like I like considering it as such too, even though it's a great job. Keeping the perspective of it being a job is a good thing. That's why you do get up on stage if you're sick or whatever. And I mean, a lot of I was talking to some friends, and I mean, I spend a lot of time with people, like shaking hands and saying hi. And
so you're going to pick something up along the way.
I think that's where it comes from, but it's like you set a precedent for yourself for doing those things, and it's hard to sort of turn it off. Plus, I do want to say thanks to folks to be able to allow me to do this shit, But at the same time, I'm always sick. It's truly a pain in the ass. But I still, there's medications for that apparently.
Do you get better when you're at home though? That's the thing. Or are you still ill?
I usually get better.
You get better.
Yeah.
Now, of course, you played Sonisphere last year. How did that go down?
I think it went down okay, but sometimes you can really connect to it. Like, for example, the Golden Gods thing, it was easy. I just went on and did it, and it was easy. But Sonisphere, I put a lot of pressure on myself for that one. I was like, you have to say funny things. You have to be a character. You have to
crowd.
And then as a result, I had nothing to say. It's like I've got this weird sort of self-destructive part of my mind that whenever I'm like, tonight's the night that you have to really be on point.
And then you're not.
It just doesn't happen. But as soon as I'm like, fuck it, then it happens well.
It works great then. Yeah. You just come out there and you just have a laugh with the crowd.
Punk rock.
That's the way it goes.
I don't know.
But of course, we're just saying there your website, www.HevyDevy.com.
Yeah. You
can find all the information you need about you, merchandise stuff on there.
Yeah.
Of course, there's YouTube, Facebook.
Yeah, I've never been there. Well, there were a couple of times when we were building it. But there's also something unsettling about looking at yourself. I don't think
I feel when I'm doing this.
Oh God,
I got to work on this.
No, I hear you.
It's scary as hell.
I hear you, and you're just like, I said that. Oh, what an idiot. Oh, I did this. Oh, what an idiot. I mean, I think taking the piss out of yourself is part and parcel.
It's the best way of doing it.
Yeah, it really is, because then I think if you really want to sing about things that are important to you, which I do, the things that are important to me are really important to me. But I think without sort of a grain of salt, you end up being really preachy about those sorts of things.
And then you work harder for it.
Yeah, so.
Now, have you ever played in Wales?
No, but I went to Tenby for a vacation.
Well, that's not the same.
No?
That's not the same.
I went to the Folly Farm.
Oh, you went there for...
Yeah.
what was that like? Great. I've never been there.
There was a lot of sheep.
I've never been there.
It was really sheepy.
Well, you're talking about Wales.
Yeah. There was no whales, ironically.
Oh, wow.
Bam! No, I mean... I don't remember. I've been doing this since that demo tape went out. Someone said to me the other day, I remember when you played this place. I was like, really? I was there? Holy crap.
You just can't... So many places you played, though, let's be honest.
Yeah, and plus I don't participate in the experience that much, to be honest. I mean, I find cities and, I mean, this sounds pathetic, but I find cities and things that I'm not familiar with really draining. You know, I went out yesterday to try and find a curry, and I found a good one. It was great, but on the way there, I was like, noise and people and, you know, and like just a ton of things. And by the time I finished, halfway through the meal, I was like, I just want to fucking get out of here. This is like...
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's some friends of mine that really, they feed on that sort of stimulus, like new experiences and things like this. But I find that integrating them into my world is a real chore.
Yeah, it's got to be hard for you because, of course, being on stage, and then you come somewhere like Bristol to play, and you think, right, I'm just going to take a little walk around and just visit the town. And then people go, oh, Dev, can we have a... Can it's got to be like just...
Going back to the job, that's what you're supposed to do, though. Like, I mean, if somebody comes up and if they're, as long as they're not like being an asshole about it, I mean, of course, they're the people that support this stuff. I mean, to be honest, I prefer not to, like, when I'm eating or things like that, because, I mean,
halfway through and having a waz.
Oh, I know. Well, I can't pee in public anyway, so it's like anybody tries it, it's just, the stream dries up. But, I mean, if I'm walking around and somebody wants to say hi, I mean, sure, that's no problem.
Chill, relax with them.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, probably not. I mean, people in general, I mean, I don't even relax and chill with my friends, let alone someone I don't know. But I guess there's an element of that, though, like you say, that prevents me from freely just going out or going to shows and shit like that. I mean, I'll do it if I'm, but I guess I'd prefer not to, is the thing. But if you're out, you can't complain about it.
Can't afford it. Now, what's the next project for yourself?
I'm going to do a symphony. I want to write a symphony.
You want to write a symphony?
Yeah.
Are you working on that now?
Yeah, I've got a lot of it done, and I think it's really cool. I've got to find a main theme and all that. But, I mean, I think I've been doing this sort of peculiar stuff of mine for so long, and a lot of the music that I have done is so layered that people are like, well, you know, why don't you let it breathe a little more? And my response to that is like, well, I always just wanted to write orchestrated music. It's just I could never afford to. So now, you know, we're putting together resources from a lot of places, and I just want to do it. I mean, life's short. And
is that harder to do than what you're doing now?
I don't think so. I think it's similar. It's just the logistics of it take more preparation, but it's the same process.
Same process in doing it. It's the writing process of it. Lyrics. How do you remember, like I said, all the songs you got out there? How can you remember which ones?
I suck at every other part of my life except for that. So I think that, you know, if I have no explanation for it, but you got to do one thing.
And that's the one thing you can do.
I can do that.
That's the one thing you do.
I like to pretend I can make furniture, but I make shit furniture. You know what I mean?
You make those birdhouses that don't even want to stay on a tree.
Birds hate them. You know, they take one look at it, they're just like, fuck that. I mean, it's the things that I can do well are usually related to my creative process. And when I'm asked to analyze it, it takes a lot of effort because I think the reason it works as well as it does is because I don't think about it. I don't second guess it. I just kind of do it, right?
You just do it.
Yeah.
Now, what do you do to relax when you're at home?
Eat. Try and convince my wife to hump. Which, to varying degrees over the past 25 years, has worked and not worked. Yeah, I like really base things, man. Like, I like food and sex and sitting in a forest and making fires and, you know, playing bass and going for bike rides. And
it's just real chill time.
I mean, just stupid, like lazy bullshit. Watching how it's made with a big bucket of popcorn or something, you know. I don't drink or do drugs anymore, so not that even when I did, I was doing anything particularly romantic, you know. I just, when I'm not working, I like to move slowly and do things that are you know, sensory.
So you sort of just chill out, relax, a cup of coffee, feet up.
Yeah.
Do you listen to music?
Oh, yeah, tons. I love music.
Do you get people sending you new stuff through that they've sent and gone, what do you think of this?
Yeah. A lot of time people make the assumption that I want to hear metal, and I mean, God, that's the last thing I want to hear.
You want to hear something totally unusual?
Yeah, that's something that's not related to my profession, right? Someone sent me a Argentina singer-songwriter yesterday. I think she's living in LA now, like Juana Molita, I think her name is.
Oh.
And it was just just great. And it's great because it's nothing to do with what I do.
It's away from that flow.
Yeah, and I mean, I really like, it's not a competition, you know. I don't consider what I do to be any swing in hell. It's just what I do.
What you do for yourself.
Yeah. So when I listen to other people's stuff, I love hearing stuff that's really good, you know, and like not feeling like we have to play some sort of competition, or even internally my subconscious mind sort of thinking, oh, I wonder how that kick drum sounds, and oh, I wonder how I could do that, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that just distracts me from it.
From listening to the actual thing.
Yeah.
Now, you say your new project that you want to do is a big symphonic stretcher.
Yeah.
That's not something you're going to be able to take out on the road.
Yeah, but I guess I've never thought of that when writing. And
but you just want to do that
far.
sort of thing as for an album.
Sure.
I think it'll work.
Yeah, it'll certainly work. And I mean, I think the thing is, you know, my vision for music has always been over the top, and if that means we go out on tour, and obviously I can't afford to bring an orchestra, then I'll just put it on tape, you know, and I'll
do the background for it, and you just do the front bit.
Yeah. And it's funny. It's like a lot of times it's like a dick swinging contest when it comes to these things. Like, but I'm not in it to compete with people. I'm in it to try and put across what I'm trying to put across. And
like you're versatile. Like you can do whatever you want and change your. Because your vocals as well. You can do that operatic sort of up and down.
Except apparently when I come to this town.
No, because you keep getting a sore throat. You keep getting a sore throat on it. Well, Deb, I know you've got a busy day.
No, that's all right.
You're very busy. I know Paul's rushed off. He says 15 minutes. You've got other interviews.
Keep going until he comes back. There's no one here.
Look, they've got lights going down there.
Yeah.
Now the stage, of course, you've been on this stage, and the sound in this place is fantastic as well.
Good, isn't it?
You know, so is this one of those venues that when you come to the UK, I want to play Bristol?
Yeah. You know, it's funny. I was walking around here today, and like I said earlier, I'm always uncomfortable in things that I'm not. Like I was raised in the west coast of Canada, and you know, I don't really like cities and all this sort of stuff. But my lineage is here in Ireland. You know, so when I'm walking around here, I was trying to sort of figure out the similarities between the differences between Canada and the UK, and it's just Canada's just a real young country. But, you know, we're still monarchy and queen on the money and all this sort of thing. So it's nice to come here. And then when I think about the venues, like the first couple of times, I mean, I was in the Wild Hearts years ago and, you know, living in Wednesbury. You know what I mean? So I had a crash course in that, and I remember just thinking, like, whoa, dude. And then the first couple of times here we're strapping to and we're playing, you know, every wheat sheaf across the country. And then before you know it, you know, you go from playing to 15 people on
playing to a big crowd.
You know, we're doing the Royal Albert Hall next week or the week after, and so it's slow and steady.
No, that's where you can take the symphonic stuff to.
Sure.
Get the Royal Albert Hall there. Just send them the note and music and sheets and say, "This is what I want. I'm coming over next year.
That'd be awesome.
I'm not going to be doing a normal tour. I just want to do this on that day."
And to be honest, I just want to watch it.
You want to watch it? Get somebody to video it.
Yeah, you get somebody who doesn't have a sore throat to sing that shit, and I just want to watch it, right?
You just step back. I'm not singing this anymore. Somebody else is going to be and do this for
somebody
me.
Somebody who's 21.
Carry on doing it. Sexy, good-looking woman or something like that.
See, that's it. I always try and find women to sing, not because I'm trying to be, you know, trying to think about it in a gender way or whatever, but I just really, it's something that I don't do. I really like the sound of female voices, and if I'm to sing, I mean, there's no need for me to get another male singer because those are sort of the parts that I can do. So I've been trying to find talented and clever female singers, and have been very lucky so far. But it just keeps coming back to, you know, if you're gonna do this shit, dude, you got to do it. You know, so
someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
End of the day.
And I'm not complaining. I'm just end of the tour.
It's a lovely job to have, though, isn't it?
Bitching and moaning. This job, it's the best job ever. It's exactly what I've always wanted to do. It's amazing. That's why it's so frustrating when I get sick, because it's like tonight. It was a sold-out place and these amazing bands with us, and you know, when people are bringing me Italian food after the thing, and I got a fan on stage to keep my tender little body cool and all this shit. And I think to myself, this is exactly what I always wanted to do. And then I sit in the back and I'm like,
Did you think, though, well, like you said, when you sent that first demo off, that you'd get
Hell
to where
no.
you are now?
Totally not.
What's your inspiration now or advice for anyone that's starting out?
Worse shit has happened to better people.
So basically, if that can happen to you, it can happen to them.
Well, and not only that, just like you gotta every minute you gotta be aware of how lucky you are, and how in those moments where you think, oh, I didn't get pizza, or I've got a cold, even, you know what I mean? Like, you got to keep in perspective that all that stuff is, the amount of people that facilitate us being able to do this and who would love to do this, and you kind of act as an ambassador for folks in a way, and so you gotta really work to maintain the frame of mind, right? Because we're just so lucky to do this.
Oh, that's great. Now, are you going to come out and meet up with some of the fans after you finish your set, or
we'll see.
Chill out and relax?
I feel brutal today.
Take a couple of lemon
You
sips.
might want to wash it. Yeah, I like lemon sip, actually. That's right before you go to bed. You're like, everything looks like noodles.
Exactly.
You might want to wash your hands after this interview.
No worries.
I'm contagious.
Well, if I catch something, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Devin,
You got it from France. Yeah.
It's a pleasure chatting to you, sir. Enjoy tonight.
Thank you. I will.
I know I'm going to enjoy the set again.
Me too.
Because
Me too.
it's fantastic catching you live on set.
Thank you, man.
Brilliant.
Just cut me some slack if I sort of
crowd
sound
will
like,
know the road
sound like
words.
that on a couple of high notes.
Come on, the crowd will know the song. So
All right.
if you can't sing, they'll
Perfect.
sing it for you. That'll be the way to do it. Dev,
Thank you,
it's
brother.
a pleasure, sir.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
man.
Hi guys, this is Chris Appleton of Absolver, and you're listening to Angel Gareth on BRFM.